Oh
I
boy.
was one of them. I fully admit to that. It was me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So you,
And what's up?
I was just gonna say, so you ditched a PlayStation, you were into Xbox now, you're online, you were one of the typical, Call of Duty kids. Ah, you fucking suck. Get off of here. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me. I remember because my grandmother used to come in the room and be like, "Are you cussing?" And I'll be like, "No." And then next, like 5 minutes later, "Fuck you." Yeah, it was just whatever. And then a land center opened up near my house, and it was called Howie's Game Shack. And they had Xboxes there, and they had rows, and I mean rows. They had like 150, 200 computers there.
Whew.
And I remember I thought about going there, but I was like, you know what? I don't really want to because at this point in time now I was getting into football for before I came a senior, senior, before I came a freshman in high school. So all the way up until my freshman year in high school, like for that year before, I was getting ready for football, and then everything else was like all console games except for that one experience with the computer. Then from there, I destroyed my kneecap. I had to get surgeries on that, so I couldn't play football anymore, and console games weren't cutting it anymore. So my dear old grandmother went out and bought me a $2,000 laptop.
Holy cow. You got a laptop. I don't even know if I should be like the $2,000 or the laptop. Oh my god.
Like, okay, if I had the laptop still, I would show it to you because this thing was massive. Like, it was a I'll tell you this, it was a Toshiba Quasmio. It was about as red as a Solo Cup. It was about the size of my chest right here. That's how long it was, and it was about that thick.
Oh, god.
But this thing was a monster for gaming, 100%. Like I was running everything on ultra graphics.
I would
So
I would hope so with the amount of money she put in and how big computers were back then. Holy cow.
I know. So what's it called? When I destroyed my kneecap, I was a little bit messed up on medication because of Vicodin and oxycodone and stuff like that. So this is what sparked me into WoW.
Oh boy, the gateway drug of gaming. This
Yes.
It always gets to you. It never fails. I'm telling you. I tell this same thing as last time. Significant other, if they don't like video games, just give them a free trial of WoW. They'll be addicted. Just 10 days, that's all you need. I'm not even a sponsor for Blizzard, and I will tell you, 10 days. It took me 24 hours, and I was like, I'm playing this game all the time. Like, I would just completely
Yeah.
ignore everybody. Oh,
Yeah. Up until this point, though, I was playing like on my buddy's computer, and I was playing on his WoW account. And this is when I officially got my own WoW account, and I bought all the expansions.
oh boy.
So I remember playing I was a Blood Elf Paladin
Go Horde for the Horde. There you go.
for the Horde.
There you
The
go.
Alliance is a bunch of. Not gonna finish that sentence because I can go on for days.
Oh man. So did you play on a PvP server or did you play on a?
Yes,
Oh, you did.
I played on a PvP server, but the main goal on that server, even though it was a PvP server, the main goal was pretty much PvE still for some reason. I don't understand why they did that, but kudo points to them. And I played a Blood Elf Paladin, me and my buddy. This is when I first started with Blackhawk. Up
Oh,
until this time, all of my console was Kakashi 227, and then once I got this laptop, it changed to Blackhawk.
okay.
And my paladin name was Blackhawk. He was a ret paladin and off-spec tank paladin. I dedicated my whole broken career The whole time I was in a cast, I played World of Warcraft.
So, would you say your whole high school career? Because it was my whole high school career.
Yes.
Yeah.
It turned out to turn. It turned into my whole high school career for a while.
Oh man, it just I don't know what it is. It's addicting. It's just that.
It was good up in, like after Wrath of the Lich King, that game died in my eyes
Of course, I think
because
that's the
I
case
had
for a lot of
so
people.
much fun up until that point. Like after Wrath of the Lich King ended, like the game literally lost what value it had to me because the storyline that I knew from reading like the books,
Okay,
from playing all the other what was it,
Warcraft games.
Warcraft games, yeah, those like that was the storyline that I have known up until this time, and now it's just like now you guys are just making shit up, and it's why?
So you're big for the lore. You were more of a, so you're a quester. You read the lore.
Yes,
Okay.
I was one of those people that would sit there and instead of like skimming through the quest, I'd actually sit there and read them all.
So did you have a lot of groups? Because I would have been like, all right, I have to leave you, man. I got to kill these wolves over here, and I have to keep going. I, I need to bring back 10 lubber to this guy, and you're here reading this quest still? Come on.
Not really, just for the fact that like during that time I jumped in the guild. I can't remember the name of it. I really can't remember the name of it. I remember the game I joined after that guild, but the guild before that, I can not remember its name to save my life. But that guild by far was like the second nicest guild I've ever been in. Like I jumped in within like a month. I was already like one of the senior officers because they liked how I carried myself and how I was like really polite, but I'd be like a really stern asshole if you effed up.
I mean, you
And
had to be in WoW though, because
yeah, he really did. Mind you, I'm only like not even 14 yet, leading raids, and I'm already an officer in a guild, and things were going great for a while. And then one of the officers got in an argument with me because I out DPS'd him, and he's supposed to be the top DPS on the server.
oh god.
So I got kicked from that guild.
For out DPSing your officer or one of the officers?
Yes. So this is what I got. This is what one of the other officer, I forgot what her name was, but she hit me up and she was like, "Hey, I'm sorry what happened. Like I voted against it, but you know, a-hole number one and the guild leader, they both like had they've known each other for longer, I guess. So he took his
What?
word.
What? I cannot. I cannot believe that. Like, I mean, I can because I played WoW and there's a lot of. It's just how it is like that sometimes. But the fact that they lost somebody that was out DPSing their top DPS on the server, keep in mind, and they would give that up and give that up to another guild that can potentially pass them. I was because WoW can be pretty competitive, even though
Oh yes, it can.
even
And what's it called? So after I got kicked, like I brought about a good 150 people into this guild. I quit. Like they kicked me out. They didn't like even tell anyone. And then like all the people I brought into the guild all hit me up like on whispers and were like, "Hey, what happened? Why aren't you in the guild anymore? What's going on, man?" Oh, I was just telling them like, "Oh, they kicked me. Something happened. Blah blah blah. It's all fine." What's it called? You guys should stay with that guild though. They're pretty good. And next thing you know, I find out like the guild leader's like literally hitting me up like, "Can you come back? We kicked the other guy. We need you back, please." I'm like, no. I've joined this guild called Plagued, and with this guild, I was number three tank in the guild, so I was always swapping out with the secondary whenever the secondary couldn't make it, and I made it the officer in that guild, and like those people I actually knew. Like we were literally talking about everything. Like, hey man, what'd you do for work today? Or hey, what'd you do for this and that? Like we actually knew were first name basis. All of us had each other's cell phone numbers.
oh yeah, yeah.
Like
it gets like that because it is your guild is like your family. Like it is.
Yeah,
Once you get on, people greet you. Like you could be on for 2 seconds and be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going, man?" Or "What's
yeah,
up?"
and
Or
it
"What are you
was.
doing? Can you want to run something?" And oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little emotional right now. Like reminiscing about this. Like,
I could talk about WoW for I talking to some of my WoW buddies still. I we can talk for like hours about, was WoW right? The ultimate choice was WoW the right choice? Like because a lot of us played in high school and it was most of our high school lives
yeah.
and they're like, was it really worth it? And we always come back to of course it was worth it,
Oh
because
yeah, it
yeah,
definitely was worth it.
it was worth it. You may have missed out on some things in your high school career, one way or another, but just while, like I said, family and learning how to raid and construct. That is constructive criticism where we get to League of Legends, somebody's like, "Oh, you fucking suck. You should quit, uninstall that game." I don't
Yeah,
know why.
uninstall after this game, you piece of shit. And you're just like, what? I I missed one minion.
I'm 0-1. I only died once. I'm 10-1. I'm sorry. Died once. It happens. It
Oh
happens.
yeah, it happens.
So you're a hardcore raider, you're into WoW, you're into this RPG. Where did the
Mhm.
shift happen? Was it League of Legends or was it the stream that you found first? When I say stream, Twitch. Which one came first?
I actually didn't find Twitch and like streaming until what was it? Until I was in Korea, like 2012. I Up until that point, I never really looked at streams. Like so, that's on that topic. We'll get there eventually. And after a while, I went into playing Battlefield, Left 4 Dead, 1 and 2 competitively for a while.
All right, so you're in the competitive scene now. Now you
Yes.
had your sponsors, I'm guessing.
Yes. We had at the time we had Howie's, which was a LAN center that we were working at or that sponsored us. And all the sponsors they had, and they had Microsoft, they had Nvidia, they had what was Gigabyte. They had a bunch of these sponsors, Monster and all that, and they were all sponsoring us to play these games. And mind you, I'm only like 14, 15, 16 years old, like, and now I'm making money off of playing video games. I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. And the funny story on how we got on the team was that me and my buddies, we normally went there just to hang out and bullshit and what's it called, kill time. And in a tournament that we're in, we took on the number 1 team for Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
So when push comes to shove, we were ahead we were ahead by like 100 points up to the last map, the last phase of the game. And we got wiped out, what's it called, like a little bit too earlier than we should have on the map. And we tried to stop their team, but they actually made it past us and beat us by like a couple points. And like this was like the first time that team like literally ever had to actually fight for like winning that championship, or that, not really the championship, but just winning that match,
Okay.
so that you can get like a case of monsters and a picture and some shirts, stuff like that. And after the game, they were like, "Hey, would you guys want to jump on our team as our second team? Our what's it called? Our team name is Synergy, Team Synergy." And for a while, we hopped on, we played. It was all cool and fun. And I'm not really going to go into the subject, but pretty much what happened is our team outshined the front team, and we were supposed to get the sponsorship, and we did. And then we're going into SoCal LAN 20, 2009, I think it was 2010, I want to say. And like on the last day, like the day of, the tournament, what's it called? Our team leader Chet came in and said, "Hey, Nick, what's it called? You're benched, and what's it called? I'm taking your spot."
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
so my teammates all looked at him and were like, "Really? Why?" Like, he's the one that's giving us the strategies on how to beat them. And I was like, he was like, "Oh no, I could do that. Don't worry. I'm Chet." We're like, "All right, fine." And I was pissed off because I was like, You're gonna do this to me like right here, like day of." So after that, I walked outside. I think smoked a cigarette. Wasn't probably supposed to. And I came back inside and I talked to some of the other bench players that, what's it called, had been benched over the past 6 months. Like, they tried out for the team, got benched, or just couldn't make it. And I picked them all up and I was like, all right. I walked to the front desk. I was like, our team name is Funyuns and our team tag is FU.
How how old are you again?
I think I want to say I was like 15 at this
You're,
time. I want to say.
of course, of course. I'm so, I'm so, I'm sorry. My name is Funyuns, and an abbreviation, FU.
Yeah, like okay. It's 4-on-4, so we're all sitting in the back, and we were like, "What should our team name be?" And my buddy Loomis, he had a bag of Funyuns in his hands, and we looked at it, and we were like, "Team Funyuns," with the tag being FU, and we all looked, and we were like, "Yeah, that sounds right." So we picked that up.
Oh god.
Yes, this is how we got that name, by the way. So we enter the tournament. We make it to, what was it? We got past the first round. We got past the second round, and then in the third round, we were playing Team Synergy, like the guys that benched me. And I looked at them and was like, "Hey, I'm here to have fun now, so may the best man win." And needless to say that the team captain got pissed off and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna fucking divulge our strats and such to these guys, really? Okay, fine. You're off the team officially now." I'm like, "All right, fine." So we sat down and we played, and needless to say, all I kept on telling my team, like my team, was like, "All right, we're gonna kill him off, and then after we kill him off, we're gonna split them two up, and we're gonna kill him, and then once they're done, like that team just falls apart." And they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yep," because I know how that team plays. So needless to say, we destroyed them, like utterly destroyed them, and then we went on to play the Team Hausen, which was like the top. What was it? Top three? They were like the top three seed in like Southern California for Left 4 Dead at the time.
Hmm.
Oh, we got destroyed. They like dissected us and diced us up, chopped us up, and everything. It was
So,
horrible.
do you think Team Synergy, if you were still on the team, you think you would have a better chance against that team, or you
Yes,
think
100%.
it was just your teammates were just not up to that caliber? Just
I mean, the whole reason we kind of made the Team Funyuns was to get as far as we can, knock out Team Synergy, and then see how we went up against the team, because we were all just a bunch of people and they were just all listening to me. And I was like, all right, well, we just knocked them out, so number 3, here we come. And we got destroyed, and it was just so bad. Thinking back on it, oh my god.
I
Woo.
so you had your team and you lost there. So did you just stop with that team, or did you look for a new team, or what happened from that point on then?
After that team, we tried to rebuild Synergy after we kicked out the team manager and all that. And we tried to make it like fun again and all that, but it kind of just all disintegrated. And eventually, it just came down to like me and my buddy Brent. We made our own team because we used to watch a lot of wrestling, Team DX, and
Okay. Okay. A typical teenager, it's fine, you know. I mean, you got the Funyun thing going, and now you got the Team DX.
yeah, yeah. So we had Team DX for a while. I think in and it was only two of us. But in most games, like where it was just 2 man on 2 man, I think in a year's time we only lost about 10, 15 games, like in tournament matches. So it wasn't that bad, and we were like pretty well known at the LAN center. It's just like, oh fuck, they're here. And after like me and him phased out of what's it called, Left 4 Dead, I started playing Heroes of New Earth.
Okay.
And for a while I was playing that because it was free to play and it was in beta and all that, and I loved like the champions in there, how the game looks so real.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, I'll never forget my buddy's name, Joe. He's like, "Hey man, you should come try play League of Legends. It just came out."
Okay.
Mind you, I turned him down for the first like 3 months because I was like, "Oh no, Han is so much better. Everything looks better. Everything makes so much more sense." And then Heroes of the New Earth was like, "Hey yo, you got to pay $30 to play this game now." And I was like,
Oh
nope.
man.